Good evening aspirants, welcome to Daily News Analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy. Today's date is 1st of June 2024. Displayed here are the list of topics we are going to see today. Now before going into the discussion, I have an important announcement. Shankar IAS Academy is conducting mock test for UPSC Prelims 2024. The mock test will happen on 2nd June 2024 and 9th June 2024. Interested aspirants make use of it. The registration link for this All India Prelims mock test is given in the description below. Now let us get into the discussion. Now let us start the discussion by analyzing two previous year prelims questions. Look at the first question. Which of the following national park is unique in being a swamp with floating vegetation that supports rich biodiversity? The correct answer is option B, Keibul-Lamjoo National Park. This is a 2015 prelims question. National parks are one of the most important areas for UPSC. We can also see the questions repeating every year. So let's break down the options and study in detail about these national parks. The first one is Bhitarkanika National Park. It is known for its rich biodiversity and is situated in estuary region of Brahmani-Baitarini rivers in Odisha. It is also famous for saltwater crocodiles, and it is one of the few places in India where these crocodiles are found in large numbers. Note that this Bhitarkanika National Park is a Ramsar site, and it also has mangroves, estuaries and network of tidal rivers and creeks. It supports a variety of wildlife including deer, wild boars, pythons, king cobras and a significant population of migratory birds. So this is about Bhitarkanika National Park. The next one is Keibul-Lamjoo National Park. It is the only floating national park in the world, and it is located in southern eastern part of Loktak Lake in Manipur. This park is famous for its unique floating vegetation, which is called puumdis, which are heterogeneous masses of vegetation, soil and organic matter at various stages of decomposition. It is the last natural habitat of endangered Sangai, which is a Manipur antler deer. This Sangai is also the state animal of Manipur. The floating nature of park creates a unique ecosystem, and it supports a rich biodiversity of flora and fauna. The third one is Keladiya National Park. It is also known as Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary, and it is located in Bharatpur in Rajasthan. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for being one of the most important bird breeding and feeding grounds in the world. The park has thousands of migratory birds, especially during the winter season, including the rare Siberian crane. It consists of wetland, swamp and grasslands, providing a perfect habitat for a wide variety of birds, reptiles and mammals. The last one is Sultanpur National Park. This park is situated in Gurgaon district of Haryana. It is a bird sanctuary that attracts a large number of migratory and resident birds. The park consists of freshwater lake surrounded by marshes, which provides ideal habitat for birds. Over 250 species of birds can be seen here, especially during the migratory season. So this is about the 4 national parks mentioned in the question. As we have seen earlier, the correct answer for this question is option B, Keibul-Lamjoo National Park. With this, now let us move to the next question. Now look at this previous year prelims question. Which of the following statements is correct? A bill pending in Lok Sabha lapses on its prorogation. A bill pending in Rajya Sabha which has not been passed by Lok Sabha shall not lapse on dissolution of Lok Sabha. Select the correct answer using the code given below. See, a bill pending in Parliament shall not lapse by the reason of prorogation of the houses. Hence statement 1 is incorrect. Prorogation does not affect the bills or any other business pending before the House. And a bill pending in Rajya Sabha which has not been passed by Lok Sabha shall not lapse on the dissolution of House of People. So the statement 2 is correct. Now let us see the reasons where bill will lapse. A bill that is originating in Lok Sabha or transmitted to it by Rajya Sabha but is pending in the Lok Sabha lapses. Bills that originate and are passed in Lok Sabha but are pending in Rajya Sabha are also considered lapsed. A bill that is pending in Rajya Sabha but not passed by the Lok Sabha does not lapse. A bill that is passed by both houses but pending the assent of President does not lapse. So these are the conditions in which a bill lapses and does not lapse. So the correct answer for the question is option B, 2 only. Now let us move to the news article discussions. Look at this news article. Northeast Frontier Railway is building canopy bridges to help Hoolock gibbons cross a railway track safely in Assam's Gibbon sanctuary. This track splits their home into 2 parts. So the bridges will let the gibbons move between the 2 parts of the sanctuary without getting hurt. These bridges will look natural with the plants growing on them, and they will also have safety nets to catch any gibbons that might fall. So this is the crux of the article. Note that Hoolock gibbons was already asked in UPSC 2010. So let's discuss about Hoolock gibbons for our upcoming prelims exam. See, Hoolock gibbons are smallest and fastest of all apes living in tropical and subtropical forest in Southeast Asia. They are highly intelligent and have unique personalities and form strong family bonds like other apes. there are over 20 species of gibbons worldwide. And Hoolock gibbons live in the forested areas of northeast India, Bangladesh, Myanmar and southern China. Now talking about gibbon species in India, India's northeast region is home to two Hoolock gibbon species, the eastern Hoolock gibbon and the western Hoolock gibbon. However, a recent genetic study by the Center for Cellular and Microbiology in Hyderabad found that there is actually only one species of Hoolock gibbon in India. Now, what are the threats to Hoolock gibbons? See, all 20 species of gibbons face a high risk of extinction. Their population habitats have declined greatly due to various conservation challenges, primarily by deforestation for infrastructure projects. Now, let us see the conservation status of this species. They are listed as endangered in IUCN list. Particularly, the western Hoolock gibbon is listed as endangered and eastern Hoolock gibbon is listed as vulnerable in IUCN red list. In India, both species are protected under Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. This is all about Hoolock gibbon species. Now let us move to the next news article. Look at this editorial article. It talks about heat waves. As you all know, heat waves are sweeping through Indian subcontinent. The year 2023 was by far the hottest year ever recorded by World Meteorological Organization report. Global average temperature reached 1.45 degrees Celsius, higher than pre-industrial levels. So the author of the article quotes various data and help us in identifying what can be done to mitigate the damage. In this backdrop, let us revise important points given in the article using our mains answer writing approach. This is the question for us today. Heat waves are among the most dangerous of natural hazards, the frequency and intensity of which will rise in the 21st century due to climate change. Discuss. This question can be asked under GS paper 3 under the subheading Disaster Management. Now let us try to answer this question. Since the question is about heat waves, try to write about what is heat wave with the supporting data in the introduction part. A heat wave is a period of abnormally high temperatures, more than normal maximum temperature, that occurs during the summer season in northwestern and southern central parts of India. According to Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the number of heat waves has increased steadily over past decades. It has been observed that the number of extreme heat events has increased by over 50% in some parts of the world over last 30 years. This escalation is driven by rising global temperature, altered weather patterns, and increased effects of urbanization. Now let us see the body part of the answer. Here we are going to write about the impact of heat waves. Firstly, the health impacts. Heat waves are lethal, causing a rise in heat-related illness and death. Vulnerable populations such as elderly, infants, and individuals with pre-existing health conditions are particularly at risk. High temperature can lead to heat exhaustion, heat stroke, dehydration, and increased cardiovascular and respiratory diseases. The heat urban island effect, where urban areas experience higher temperatures than their rural surroundings, further intensifies the health impacts in cities. For example, cities like Chennai experience higher temperatures due to urban heat island. This makes heat waves even more dangerous. Secondly, heat waves has severe consequences for the environment. They can lead to drought, which affect water supply and agricultural productivity and threatening food security. Additionally, extreme heat can cause wildfires, leading to habitat destruction and loss of biodiversity. The increased frequency of heat waves can disrupt ecosystem, altering species distributions and interactions. Thirdly, the economic impact of heat waves is profound. High temperatures can reduce labor productivity, especially in outdoor industries like agriculture and construction. Infrastructure such as roads and railways can suffer damage due to extreme heat. The increased use of air conditioning during heat waves also strain energy system, potentially causing blackouts and increasing greenhouse gas emissions. So this is about the first part of the body of the answer. Now let us try to give some mitigation measures regarding heat waves. Climate models predict that heat waves will become more frequent, intense and long-lasting in 21st century due to climate change. To mitigate the impacts, comprehensive strategies are necessary. Firstly, urban planning must prioritize increasing green cover. This will cool urban areas and prevent urban heat islands. Secondly, implementing energy efficient technologies, example using solar panels. Then public transportation can be promoted to reduce individual carbon footprint. Then enforcing building codes that enhance insulation and ventilation. And finally, public awareness campaigns and early warning systems can help prepare population for impending heat waves. So this is about the second part of the body of the answer. Now let us see the conclusion part. The rising frequency and intensity of heat waves in 21st century due to climate change represent a significant challenge. So in alignment with the Paris Agreement, global warming should be limited to 1.5 degrees Celsius to avoid substantial heat-related mortality in the future. So this is all about the discussion. Now let us move to the next news article. Look at this article. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN, has classified mangroves in Tamil Nadu, Sri Lanka and Maldives as critically endangered. To protect this vital ecosystem, Tamil Nadu Forest Department has created 20 village committees. Although the threats to mangroves are increasing, Tamil Nadu has successfully doubled its mangrove cover from 23 square kilometer in 2001 to 45 square kilometer in 2021. So this is the crux of the article given here. With this backdrop, let us revise the basics of mangroves and its conservation efforts. See, mangroves are special plant communities that can tolerate salt. They cannot survive in freezing temperatures, so they mainly grow in tropical and subtropical regions. They grow between 24 degree north and 38 degree south latitude. In these regions, mangroves are usually found in intertidal zones, that is, the areas where the ocean meets the land between high tide and low tide. These are called intertidal zones. These zones are marshy and have conditions like low oxygen, high salt level, and daily flooding from tides. These tough conditions are not suitable for regular plants, but mangroves thrive here because they have unique adaptations. For example, mangroves are salt-tolerant trees. These trees in mangrove forest are typically 8 to 20 meters tall and have thick leaves. They have special roots called nematophores that stick out of the soil to help the trees breathe oxygen in low oxygen environments. Also, mangrove seeds start growing while still on parent tree and only fall when they are ready to sprout. This is known as viviparity. So these are the important adaptations of mangrove tree. Now coming to the conservation efforts. There are two important initiatives for the conservation of mangroves. First one is MISHTI, Mangrove Initiative for Shoreline Habitats and Tangible Incomes. MISHTI is a central government initiative aimed at protecting and restoring mangrove forest. This initiative focuses on planting more mangroves, improving their habitats, and ensuring that local people benefit from these efforts. See, mangroves play a crucial role in protecting shorelines, supporting biodiversity, and providing livelihoods for local communities. The second initiative is Sustainable Aquaculture in Mangrove Ecosystem Initiative, that is SAIME initiative. It promotes sustainable aquaculture within the mangrove ecosystem, and it encourages environmentally friendly fish and shrimp farming practices that do not harm mangroves. By integrating aquaculture with mangrove conservation, this initiative helps preserve mangrove habitats while providing sustainable livelihoods for local communities. So these are the two important initiatives to protect mangrove ecosystem. With this, let us conclude the discussion and move to the next topic. Look at this article. Recently, fourth quarter projects a GDP surged to 8.2%, which is in line with the expectation for financial year of 2024. With this backdrop, let us cover this article and break down the important points for our prelims exam. The recent economic data reveal a positive growth trajectory for India's economy with notable sectoral performances and significant fiscal contributions. These insights highlight the underlying strength and areas of concern within the economic landscape, and this provides a comprehensive understanding of India's economic performance and growth dynamics. Now let us see the analysis of sectoral contributions. In agriculture, the sector has experienced a lower growth due to adverse weather conditions affecting production. In manufacturing, the sector saw healthy growth supported by lower input cost and contributing positively to overall GVA. If we take services, there is continued robust performance underpinning the strength in GVA and overall economic activity. So the manufacturing and services sector were growing positively, and there is a lag in agricultural sector. Moving forward, let's see the difference between GDP and GVA. GDP gives economic output from the consumer side. It is a sum of private consumption, gross investment in the economy, government investment, government spending, and net foreign trade. So this is the formula for GDP. In 2015, Central Statistical Office did away with GDP at factor cost and adopted international practice of GDP at market price. And they also used gross value addition measure to better estimate the economic activity. GDP at factor cost is calculated by subtracting indirect taxes such as sales tax and value added tax and adding subsidies from GDP at market price. Now GDP at market price is calculated by including the value of all goods and services produced within a country during a given period, regardless of whether they are produced by domestic or foreign entities. GDP at market price equals private consumption expenditure plus government consumption expenditure plus gross investment and net foreign trade. Now let us see what is gross value added, that is GVA. GVA is a measure of total output and income in the economy. It provides a rupee value for a number of goods and services produced in the economy after deducting the cost of inputs and raw materials that have gone into the production of those goods and services. It also gives sector-specific picture like what is growth in an area, industry or sector of an economy. GVA is equal to GDP plus subsidies on products minus taxes on products. Now let us see about the trends in India's GDP. Look at the graph and tables displayed here. In 10 years, India has moved from 10th largest economy of the world to 5th largest economy of the world. India is now seen as a country with immense potential which is backed by impressive economic performance. India's GDP growth rate in last 10 years has been at an average growth rate of 6 to 7%. So this is all about the discussion. Now we have come to the prelims practice question discussion. Look at the first question. A pair of protected area and what are they well known for is given here. How many of the above pairs are correctly matched? In this question, you are asked to match the protected areas with the wildlife they are known for. Bhitarkanika in Orissa is famous for saltwater crocodile, so it is correct. Desert National Park in Rajasthan is known for Great Indian Bustard, so it is also correct. However, Eravikulam in Kerala is known for species like Nilgiri Tar and not Hoolock Gibbon, so it is incorrectly matched. Therefore, the pairs 1 and 2 are correctly matched and the answer is option B, 1 and 2 only. Now look at the second question. SAIME initiative, sometimes seen in the news, is primarily related to which of the following? As we have seen in the discussion, the correct answer is option B, integrating sustainable aquaculture with the mangrove conservation. With this, we have come to the end of the discussion. If you like the video, please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Thank you.